me take an example. For example, we have like the scenario automated system used in weather can be like it can be a weather forecast or the sensors can be deployed at airports. We'll discuss about the airports, right?
Yeah.
Let me write it: airport weather station. Okay. Sensors, they take the value. Uh, for example, we have temperature sensor, then we have light sensor, we have humidity sensor. Umar, okay, which sensor should be used in which scenario, right? So the scenario changes, the requirement of the sensor, it also changes, right?
Yeah.
So wind speed, though it's not part of your syllabus, but just to like tell you the scenario, windscreen, then wind speed, sorry, rainfall, air pressure. We have different types of scenario while talking about the weather at airport weather station, right? So all these sensors, again, same thing, they take the value from immediate surroundings and they pass this value analog data to the control system, not control system, centralized system, right? So we are presuming the data is converted into binary. This is done by the ADC, right?
Yeah.
So this processor again, microprocessor again does the same thing. It compares the value with the stored value. Then through with the help of the, let me say, they have like transmitters. With the help of the transmitter, the information can be sent to the airport control room, control or tower. So that reading sent uh, via Wi-Fi or these transmitters to the airport tower for further processing or monitoring, right?
Yeah.
And this can also be done for the like nearby aircrafts, right? They can have like the automatic updates. Let me write it for nearby aircrafts ready for flights. They can have automatic updates on current conditions sent to all aircrafts after a particular time, after uh, a specific time. So before they can fly, they know about the exact situation of thunderstorm, and you can have like the updates of the rain, wind speed, and the pressure of the speed, the light, temperature, humidity. So these sensors can help us to figure out the scenario and the stats from the environment, right, Umar?
Yeah.
So is it that interesting and simple?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have, though I'm not good in gaming, but there are gaming consoles, and we have also sensors in gaming as well, right? For
Yeah.
responsive controls. Responsive controllers means, again, normally we have like, let me say, acoustic sensors. We can have like accelerometer sensors. Then we have like pressure sensor. So these sensors can be used in, let me say, Xbox. The What exactly do you call that? Having button on the left and right side just to move the characters on the screen.
Joysticks.
Joysticks, yes. Joysticks, yes. Joystick. Okay, let's presume joystick, right? So what happens? These sensors definitely, this game, these joysticks have different types of sensors that is used. Let me give it a try. Say, for example, we have these buttons, right? So we have these buttons, and there is another button. If I remember, if I'm not wrong, so we have these buttons on the right side. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's a kind of console. So so you have these buttons and you are playing games. So inside that we have sensors by moving on different characters. So that gives you a immersive, like, what should I say? Actuators. There are actuators. Actuator, this it's an output device that provide you a immediate feedback, right? And by using these joystick, with the help of these sensors, having console in front of you, the playing games that can give you like uh, adaptive triggers, provide you resistance. Then it can also speakers. Definitely we have the speakers. It provides you feedback and the scenario that you are in, that exact situation. Actually, you are the part of that game.
And haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback, yes, haptic feedback is can be one of it. And the lighting that provides you visual feedback, this is one of the, it's very important while playing games, having while completing the mission, that gives you a real time scenario. It seems so, because at dawn you have to do something in the game, and at night the light and all
Yeah.
these things, right? So with the help of all these sensors, acoustic sensor, accelerometer sensor, and pressure sensor, you are using all of them by through joysticks, and this information is actually passed to the processor, and the processor, right? It processes the readings as well as sending and receiving reading from the game console. ऐसे ही होता है ना?
Yeah.
So this is one of the scenario where we use the automated systems and lightning system. That is very important. Lighting system, for example, now people have they are very conscious about this system, because you know they want to have the complete security of their home, the premises. They have light sensors, they have infrared sensors, they have proximity sensors, and they can have pressure sensor. Now we are not talking about the security system, we are talking about the lightning system. And we know, talking about the lights, so when someone uh, after a particular distance cross our main gate, then that is monitored by the sensors and automatically it can turn on and turn off the light. Umar,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
the light and if some object, maybe that one, if that is intercepted, this light is intercepted, infrared sensor, it can immediately senses this that the continuous beam is broken now and some object that disrupt the continuity, and that gives you a warning, a text message or something like that on the console, right?
Yeah.
And lightning, we have noticed on the streets, we have street lights, after sunset, it automatically turns on and off. So we should expect an automated system there, right? There is no one who is standing there by and turning on and off the lights at
Yes.
dawn, at dusk. So these are the sensors used in the street lights. What happens? Say, for example, this is a man, this is not a man. Mm, the light sensor, it takes the light, it compared the light with the darkness. Who does this? This is the parameter that is passed to the CPU. CPU then compare it the value and then calculate what should it do. Of course, it has only two options, either to monitor the situation or the control. If there is sunset, if there are clouds or dark clouds actually, then even it can turn on the light in afternoon or noon, because the value which is compared by the CPU inside the stored value, that is lesser than the received value, which means now it's time to turn on the light.
Yes.
And turn off the light when there is light outside. Again, the same process, it continues after a particular time, after a specific time, it keeps on checking, right?
Yeah.
And you have seen this thing in Dubai as well, automatic, the fountain display on a special festival or occasions. They can have the automated systems
Yeah.
dancing fountains, something like that, so all that done, they have these embedded system and automated system, right?
Yes.
Umar, clear?
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
Okay, I believe that we have this one is the last one, and in science, SCIENCE. Talking about the science, let me say we have a laboratory, right? We can have we are doing some chemical processes there, so we can use different types of sensors. For example, we can use light sensors there. We can use level sensors. We can use a pressure sensors to find out the liquid of the gas or the level of some liquid thing. Uh, thing mean uh, you know in chemistry they have different types of liquids, right?
Yeah.
Level check, pressure, that check the pressure, check the pressure on the pipes and the amount of light it's receiving, right? So these sensors can be used in like in a lab where someone is like doing some process on the chemicals and actuators. Definitely on the other side, talking about the output device, we have a definitely actuator which can be used to turn on the things or turn off the machine or turn on the whatever we have discussed, right?
Yeah.
So if there is a leakage of gas, that can be displayed on the screen, or there is another sensor besides this science. You have seen this in schools, like in if there is a fire, like the sprinkles, they automatically turn on, right?
Yeah.
It automatically turn on because it senses that there is a fire, there is a smoke inside the building, so they just turn it off by sprinkles, right?
Yeah.
And eventually, and they can control the situations, right?
Yeah.
So science, we have done sensors, we have done the different scenarios, having the sensors and the feedback. Now we need to know, Umar, by combination of all these things, if we have a scenario, then the examiner can ask you about the particular situation and the sensors, what sensors we can use in different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
So this is important. And I was thinking about one thing, Umar. Have we done sensors? I guess we have done in chapter 3, all of them, right? 14 sensors.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, the last thing, that is about the advantages and disadvantages of automated system. Some of them they are generic, but some of them they are, let me say, mm, they are related to the particular situation, right?
Yeah.
So let me write them. So you need to write them, right? Sorry. Advantages and disadvantages. Disadvantages of automated system, right? Let's talk about the pros, advantages. Mm, okay, 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 okay. We have a lot of advantages. The number one, operations can be carried out faster, of course, carried out faster than a human operator. Am I clear?
Yes.
It's safer. Automated system, it's a safer system because an automated system an automated system make makes timely interventions Timely interventions means it can turn on off the water pumps, wall, or the leakage, right?
Yeah.
An automated system, the a very wonderful point that allows humans to keep away from hazardous environment, which means I'm not writing this, I'm just telling you hazardous environment means where like the dangerous chemical operations or processes happening in a particular classified areas are in mining. We can like send some kind of the robots. They can have like the parameters, they can give us a full environment so it doesn't impact on human health. That saves it right from this dangerous environment, right?
Yeah.
There are some processes as well. Processes, okay. Processes are normally run or norm sorry normally run under optimal conditions for longer time. Oh, clear?
Yes.
Okay, then we have another advantage that long term cost saving if we compare it with a number of employees versus a, let me make it formal, versus a number of large human workforce. That's fine. Human workforce. You see this point, that is an advantage. On the other side, it can be a disadvantage. So I'll tell you shortly. And what can be other advantages? Efficient, yes, yes, we can write this. Efficient use of material and resources leads to increased productivity. Am I clear?
Yes.
Anything to discuss?
No.
Okay, these are the points that were coming into my mind, and let's talk about some disadvantages of having automated system. Disadvantage. Are you writing this or you're just taking the screenshot?
Yeah, I'm writing.
That's great. Actually, you are making notes, right?
Yeah.
Disadvantages, right? Expensive to set up. If you can notice this, expensive to set up. If you notice this in the advantage is I wrote this point as Um, what was that point? Long term cost saving. That's a very good point. That's no doubt that saves your cost in long term. But the initial cost of setting up all these scenarios, that's expensive, right? It takes money,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And before you deploy these automated system, we need to it requires significant significant let me say testing to ensure it works it works as intended. So the testing, that is very important, Umar, because when you come to know that it's not giving you the expected output, so there is no use of using these things. So we make sure that it should run and give us the expected output by having some testing. We have to do the significant testing for these modules, right? It
Yeah.
definitely takes time, of course, and cost as well, right?
Yes.
So whenever we talk about the automated system, then there will always, this is the point everyone they keep in their mind, that is they can have like the cyber attacks if the system is online, right? So let me write it. Any computerized system, what should I write? Any computerized system is okay, is subject to cyber attacks. Am I clear?
Yes.
Then definitely there is a very big disadvantage that is related to the human, that is increase in unemployment, or so we can write it significant job losses. Significant job losses, or you can write increase in unemployment. Increase in unemployment. Because these system, they never ask you for the raise in the salary, they never get tired, they never get bored, so they do the same thing again and again, right? Repeatedly.
Yeah.
So that requires, there is another disadvantage we can consider, that is it requires highly specialized persons for maintenance. Let me make it simple. Highly specialized specialized uh, and let me say ongoing maintenance. Ongoing maintenance that requires a particular skill set for one who is actually doing this maintenance, and it's expensive as well, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's enough. There can be more, but these 4, 5, 6 points. If you have any question, you can ask me. So we have these generic advantages and disadvantages normally, right?
Yeah.
And do you have any question, Umar?
No.
So up till now, we have discussed this automated system. It can be used in many different situations and scenarios, right? I am summing up this thing, right, Umar?
Yeah.
Okay, uh, they can support full automation using variety of sensors, CPUs inside the computer, of course, actuators, motors. These are the part of the system, right?
Yeah.
In industry, uh, automation in factories using robotics and the dangerous environment such as power plants, ये वहां पे यूज हो सकते हैं, ऑटोमेटिक सिस्टम होते हैं, हो नहीं सकते, होते हैं, राइट?
Yeah.
देन इन ट्रांसपोर्ट we have self-drive cars, intelligent braking system, automatic parking system, adaptive cruise control systems. You have seen these cruise control in cars specifically, right?
Yes.
Then we discussed about the agriculture, the automation system used in agriculture, commercial greenhouse, and we can have like the automated irrigation system. I forgot to tell you one thing. If I'm not wrong, in Mexico or something like that, they have a vast area for like irrigation. So because the land, the soil, it varies for different types of crops. So the people cultivated some rice there, some other crops, and they deployed different types of transmitters, Wi-Fi transmitters, and the sensors. All these sensors were like the giving input to the system, and that was managed and supervised by the supervisor. So whenever, say for example, the rice crop, it requires more water. So the parameter that comes from the sensors, right? So it needs more water, right? So it turns on the water pumps, and when it requires the less water, it turns off the valves and water pumps and so on. So all these areas, it can be automatically automated by having only one, two, or three just supervisors sitting on different shifts there, right? So by just implementing all these automated systems, so we can do a lot of things. We can utilize the soil, we can make it productive, but one should have, the positive mind and there's some strategies as well, right?
Yeah.
So then we discussed about remote weather forecast, the forecast that is uh, sent to the airport towers through different, the transmitter, Wi-Fi transmitter, and this information, weather updates, can also be copied to the different aircraft for to help them out, to help the pilot for
Yeah.
having in mind the different wind spring and the rain, the amount of rain, blah blah blah, right? Then
Yes.
we discussed about gaming, and in gaming, gaming devices, we have an enhanced user experience of different, different sensors. They give us immersive scenarios, right? And haptic feedback and all that. We're clear?
Yes.
Then we spoke about lighting, We can have these lighting system even in offices while not say for example over the weekend. So every office, every room should be like the light should be turned off automatically. So there should be a lighting sensors, so they can infrared sensors. So someone is like enters into the room, so only that room light can be turned on. When the person leaves that room, then it automatically turn off the light. So this is how they can save the light, right? By
Yeah.
using of these appropriate sensors. So we can have these sensors on, traffic lights and street lights in house, in offices, atmospheric lighting. There is another scenario, right? Then the last one that we discuss about, that is automated system in sciences. Sciences means there are hundred of applications for automating, the aspects of research, testing, production. So this can be automated system can be used in different hundred of scenarios of the sciences. We discussed only one, that is about the chemical process in the lab. So that was the disadvantages. These were the disadvantages, advantages of automated system, and we are done. Any question, Umar?
No.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
So the next topic coming up, let me see. That is, inshallah, it's about, if I'm not wrong, 6.1. Then we have 6.2. I am checking out its syllabus. Sensor actuator programs. Okay, 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 okay. Now it's coming up artificial intelligence, robotics, etc. Right? So this is very interesting, Umar. You will never get bored. You will never feel bored. So what do you think? Shall I take your class tomorrow?
Okay.
Just a second, just a second. Let me see the timing first.